There you go.
That was a perfect one.
I guess one of the best ones you've done.
Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. I'm Kayla, Ben is behind the camera, and today we're in the Outer Banks. So we're in Nags Head, North Carolina. And we have been here before. I've been here when I was a child, but we're first time here as adults, and we're gonna explore a little bit. Today is our only fully free day because if you don't know, we do more of like workcations, which is where we work while we travel. So this is really our only fully free day here. So we're here at Bodie Lighthouse. It is Cape Hatteras National Seashore. So if you have a national parks book, you can get your stamp here. But we have a tour in about 15 minutes. We're going to walk the boardwalk a bit before we go do our tour, and then we'll move on to our next destination. So now we're ready to go up into the lighthouse. We booked a tour. I don't know how much it costs. How much did it cost, Ben?
$10.
It was $10
Per
person.
Yep.
They run the tours every 20 minutes. So we're gonna go do our tour now. Only one person on the stairs at a time. So Ben will go up, shout clear, and then I will go up after him. And we'll do this all the way up 219 steps.
Clear. Clear. So windy.
It is so windy up here.
I don't want to let go of the camera. I'm like terrified.
I know, I'm terrified to drop everything. It's beautiful up here though, so I highly recommend coming up here. Hold on to your hats, put your hair up, and put away your sunglasses because they might blow off.
All right, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but anywhere that you see these black grass pieces of the marsh, that's a special type of grass that can only grow when the ground collapses beneath it. So you can see like little spots of water here. At some point in time, these little spots of water will probably fill up with black clumps of grass because they have really long root systems that can handle that. Maybe I should have run 4 miles before this. All right, welcome to the Wright Brothers National Monument. Now, this is where I think America took its first flights. Now, there's a few places around the world that claim like the first flight in the world. America is one of them. I think Brazil is another. But the Wright brothers here were able to essentially make powered flight from a large hill all the way down to the stone monuments that you see behind me. I think they made a total of 4, but they originally started in like 1899 with a kite flight, essentially proving the design of their aircraft, and then they essentially added engines and motors to it, made it a bigger wingspan so they could fly further and further. I actually think that they were so successful with some of these early flights that the US government actually bought in and actually bought a few of their original aircraft for military use later on. At the time, I think only balloons were the only thing that was able to essentially get up into the air. So powered flight was a very unique thing. That was Flight Facts with Ben. All right, so this here is the track that was used as essentially the launching platform to allow the Wright Flyer to get up into the air. It was low friction, so it allowed them to kind of get off the ground really easy rather than using regular wheels. All right, this is probably a way better illustration. So that was the Wright Brothers National Monument. Absolutely great place if you are in the Nags Head area or Kill Devil Hills or anywhere around the Outer Banks in North Carolina. This is a great place to stop, especially if you have children, because it is a essentially wide open field that they can run their full heads off and then get back in the car and be very tired. So highly recommend it. There's also a lot of other natural and national history around this area as well. So it's a good stop. But now I think both of us are pretty hungry, and being by the ocean, we figured there has to be a pretty good sushi place around here. So I think that we found one, and we're going to show you that one next.
All right, so we just finished up with Zakaya, sushi kitchen. It was very good. I was pleasantly surprised. I think it's a really new place. So the outside is just kind of nondescript. I think it maybe took over an old fast food restaurant or something, or building. But it's very nice on the inside, and I thought the sushi was really good. We each got a bento box. Ben got a katsu chicken bento box, and then I got a sushi bento box. And I love a bento box, and it was very, very good.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely a good lunch stop.
Yeah, they have lunch and then they have dinner. They're open at 11:30. So give it a go.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a good lunch stop.
So today we are at Jockey Ridge State Park. It is a sand dune state park, essentially. It does have a really tall sand dune. And it is a couple hours before sunset, so we're gonna kind of get a little bit of golden hour here. We're gonna probably hike to the tallest dune, sweat our butts off doing it, and show you some views.
So when I did this many years ago, this boardwalk wasn't here, and you used to have to kind of walk through this valley area. It's actually pretty far to get to the dunes. So this is kind of interesting to see that they've kind of built this easy way for you to get all the way out onto the dunes without really having to work too hard.
So it's a little flooded over here, so we're walking through the water to get to the dunes, which is kind of funny because it's like desert. We're walking through the water to get to the desert area. Anywho. Look at all the kites. Yeah.
I think so.
We decided to take the nature trail back instead. It's a little bit more of a hike.
Plus the sand is
sand
really...
The sand is like play sand. It's like perfectly wet, so it's not like soaked wet, but it's like
slightly wet.
Have you ever had like kids with play sand? That's what this is. It's so soft right now.
Yeah. As a bit of a note, it's not normally like this. Normally it's much more like fine, coarse beach sand. So if you come here expecting play sand and it hasn't rained, yeah, it's a little bit tough to get through.
Well, this is Jockey Ridge State Park. It seemed a lot larger when we were younger, because I also came here when I was like 5, and these dunes seemed like they were mountains. They're not, but I think it's a different landscape than you'll probably see in most places in the US, so I think it's cool to come hike up to the top of the sand dune. When it hasn't rained, it's probably a whole lot more of a workout than it was for us today. I'm actually kind of thankful that it rained today because it made it a little easier. But yeah, I think we're gonna do a nature wildlife drive later this week, so as long as the weather holds out, so that should be next in this video. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you later. So today we are headed to Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge. I think it's a national one. And so supposedly there's this like wildlife drive, and all the reviews are saying that they see, one person saw like 17 bears, another person saw like 6 bears, and like all this wildlife. And so I'm hoping, like really hoping that we could see some bears, because we have rarely seen a bear in the wild before. And so we have our long lens with us. We're about to head over there. It is 6 o'clock now. I'll get there around 6:15, 6:30. We might have to dilly-dally a little bit. We'll drive it a couple times just so that we can, you're supposed to get there between like 6:30 and like sunset. But we just went to a restaurant here called Salt and Cypress. It's in Manteo. It was very good. Highly recommend it for like a date night or anything like that.
Definitely some place that is kind of unexpectedly good. It's off of the main, it's like, it's not something you would find if you just go to the Outer Banks. Like it was like on the main strip. You do have to come inland a little bit, so.
Yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend. I had a cold soba noodle dish, and Ben had the like fisherman's platter, or what was it?
What was it called?
Fried platter,
like it was like a fried fisherman's platter. So it's just a bunch of like local fish that's here that they batter and throw in, the fryer, and it's always good stuff. There is one thing, I was really surprised at the cold soba noodles. We rarely see that
in the U.S.
In the U.S. So the fact that we saw that here, I was like, we have to get that. So
it was very good.
It's incredible.
So, all right, we're going to go see if we can find some animals.
Yep. So we have made it to this wildlife drive, and we haven't seen any animals yet. It is a gravel road, so if you're planning on coming here, maybe the Tesla wasn't the best choice. But we didn't know about this place until we got here, so not much we can do about it now. But we haven't seen anything, but we're going to keep our eyes peeled and see what we can find.
Oh, there he is.
There's cops looking at us.
Oh, so you gotta go forward then. She's looking back at us. All right, so we are headed out of the park. So we saw like 10, maybe more.
Yeah.
10 or more bears, which was kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Definitely come around 7 p.m. Definitely bring a bigger vehicle, like a SUV, something like that, something that's higher off the ground. It will be easier to spot things, and it is a gravel road, so there's some potholes and stuff. But highly recommend. It was a good stop. I've never seen so many bears in my life, so really, yeah, not in one area. It was hard to film, so we probably didn't catch all of them, but hopefully we got a few snippets to show you and entice you to come here. So that is it for this video of the Outer Banks. We hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe. We have more adventures coming up and some more international adventures coming up. So we hope to see you there, and we'll see you next week.